you guys. Alyssa and I just went to my, the college I graduated from. Every year their dance program does a performance of the Nutcracker. And this is the first year in, I don't even know how many years, that we've seen live action Nutcracker. I think actually I was in high school the last time I watched a live performance of the show.
Yeah, I think same here.
So we just thought we would take a few minutes and talk about our experience and how we liked it. The lighting is weird. It's dark outside. We're in a parking lot in the car, as we usually are when we make videos. That's because true. We are professional.
That's when we're together, is when we're in the car.
But, so basically, the college I went to has a really good performing arts program. And they do, like, music, theater, dance, all of those things. And they do various productions that incorporate all of those different programs. People in theater do set design, that are doing set design. Right. They take care of the sets. Several of the music majors participate in the orchestra. And, of course, the dance troupe, the dance program, perform the ballet. It was, I mean, considering the last version of the Nutcracker I watched was the Barbie and the Nutcracker.
We do like that one.
And it's good. I mean, that's a really great introduction, I think, for younger kids, especially, or kids who maybe have never seen it before and you plan on taking them to the ballet to see it. I think that's a really good version. I also we really enjoy Nutcracker, which is the Seattle Ballet. Seattle Ballet?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think the Seattle Ballet, but Maurice Sendak did all of the costumes and sets with it several years back, and they've videoed it. You can buy it on iTunes. They play it on TV sometimes. You can probably illegally watch it on YouTube, but I'm not a proponent of that.
Yeah, there's some channel, I can't think of what it is. You have to have satellite, though, but it plays, like, all the different versions of the Nutcracker every year. Do you know what
it used to be, like, Encore, not the movie channel, but that used to be what it was called, because we had that channel, and one year I made my grandmother, they did Battle of the Nutcrackers.
Right, that's what I'm thinking
And I had my grandmother watch, like, 4 different versions, and she was not a fan. After each one, she was like, I have no idea what that leaping around mess was about. Did I fall asleep and miss the story? And I was like, no, Mama, that's not what happened. It's just... It's a ballet. There aren't any words or anything. So,
yeah, I've mentioned in several videos that Rochelle and I are really huge fans of the Nutcracker. I've liked it ever since I was a little kid. I didn't really know much about it as a kid, other than that I really liked the music. And then when Rochelle and I were in high school, our humanities class took a field trip to the Bristol Ballet in Tennessee, and their Nutcracker was amazing. And she and I both just kind of fell in love with the storyline and the sets and the costumes and everything. And we actually thought about going to a different Nutcracker in the city where I live, but the tickets were like starting even for crappy seats were $85, and we were just like, we can't. We brought Rochelle's little cousin, she's hiding back there, and for the 3 of us to go, it was like $150. And that's not even for like preferred seating.
This production was $25 for all 3 of us, and we had front row in the low balcony, which and it really was ideal nice. Seats, I think, personally.
I really liked it because I'm short, and I don't have anyone sitting in front of me, which is a problem. The only thing that was funny about where we were at is, since it was like a daytime matinee showing, there were a lot of kids there. We had some kids behind us that asked a lot of, I mean, it was fine. They asked a lot of questions, and I think they really enjoyed it. But I really liked it. I think my favorite dance in it is, when the snow fairies or snowflake dance come out and there's snow coming down, and I really like the scenery with the snowy trees and the forest in the background. But I think in this one, that was definitely my favorite because the people that choreographed it, there was a lot of like synchronized stuff, and it was I was really impressed with the dancers, because I think, except for the professionals they hired, I believe that most of those dancers are probably younger than we are.
Well, they were all dance students. And then the college that I went to, it also does a youth ballet where they do classes, and I feel like they're probably taught by the students. I don't know, because I clearly was not a dance major in any way, shape, or form. But I feel like they're taught by the students. So another thing, like my favorite part of this ballet were when the mice come out and they have the mice fight, they have like a mommy mouse that's one of the adult dancers, and they had tons of, I guess they're probably their first year class. So just like these little bitty baby kids come out and do a dance. Cute. And then again, when the gingerbread Mother Ginger. I was like, there's a name. I don't know what it is. She has kind of an older group. And there's one other part that has kids in it.
I know some of the wooden soldiers were kids.
Oh, yeah, wooden soldiers were kids. But it was nice because...
And the clowns were kids.
The clowns, I feel like, were probably, like, the advanced group of the
mice,
youth program.
Though, were, like, I would say probably 4 and 5.
Yeah, the mice, really and they were so adorable and so cute, and they did such a fantastic job. Like,
yeah, they were good.
I feel like there was one error, and it was just a little girl. They were hiding. They had to get down and hide. And one little girl forgot to stand up when everyone else stood up.
And you could see her little mouse friend like, hey.
Yeah, it didn't make any real difference. And they were just so adorable. And I really enjoyed that. But like Alyssa said, there were 3 professional guest performers there who took like the big leads. They did the Russian dance and the Sugar Plum Fairy and her Cavalier. And one of them was the Nutcracker. So like those kind of big deal dances that are so like iconic were done by them, but everything else were done by college-age students. Yeah. Which, again, in dance, that's one of those things that by the time you're 18, you're really starting to be a professional. Like, a lot of these people may not even finish college because they might go and work with a professional company, but it does kind of make you sit back and wonder, you know, like where you're at in life when you're at least 10 years older than these people,
we were definitely
or more.
About 10 years older, which is funny.
Well, you know, they already have careers going on.
Right, and not to mention the kids. Yeah, we were actually, like, we were quite old compared to some of them. But I really was impressed with the dancing. Some funny things that happened during it was Rochelle's cousin, Erin, this is her first time at the Nutcracker, and we were really excited to share
Or any ballet, for that matter.
We were excited to share that with her, because that's something that's kind of special that we like to do, and it's something she and I both enjoy. And, not to be, like, crude, but her reaction at, it's a little...
Boys in tights are always awkward at your first ballet.
Yeah, because...
and Alyssa and I don't always react appropriately when we see boys in tights either, because it's always... Not, like, awkward necessarily. I understand it's their costumary and stuff, but at the same time, it's like,
What she's trying to say is that we're not mature.
We're not mature.
And so when they come out
I work with 13-year-old boys. I have, like, all of my maturity has ebbed away.
Well, and I work with 5-year-olds, too. If you say butt or underwear, they think it's, like, the funniest thing they've ever heard. But yeah, that's
also true of 13-year-olds.
The guy in the tights, well, and almost 30-year-olds too. When he came out in the tights, he was an amazing dancer. I mean, his like ability, like his spinning, especially, good grief, he reminded me of a figure skater. Like, he just kept going and going. But his his white tights were quite revealing. And that was, you can hear her in the background laughing. That was quite a shock for her the first time seeing that, but I looked at her because I was kind of expecting it, because I know how I reacted the first time, and her face was just like...
My favorite part was that the little boy behind us, we got there a little early, the show started late, so the little boy behind us, during that whole waiting period, stood up on his chair and screamed to his mom, "I'm a serial killer! Bam, I serial killed you!" And then, like, was yelling at some of the other kids with him, "Bam, I serial killed you!" And I was like, I feel like this might be a warning sign. I realize we're not, like, setting baby animals on fire, but I think playing "I'm a serial killer" is probably a buzz thing there.
It was a little bit of a...
It was awkward for us.
What moment? Yeah, well, and then another funny thing that happened, so, like Rochelle said, the orchestra, was made up of students, and I thought they did a wonderful job. I was super, super impressed with the string section. I mean, they were, like, spot on, but the trumpets, oh, my stars, they messed up so many times, and the funniest thing was, like, normally I'm really, like, engrossed in the Nutcracker when I watch it, and just very, like, interested in all the stuff going on stage, so... Except for, I was that way until the trumpet started playing, and there were some sour notes, and some flat notes, and some notes that sounded like something happened down there. But the funniest thing was Waltz to the Flowers, which is one of, like, the most iconic songs from the Nutcracker, is predominantly carried by the brass section, and they messed up real bad. And I actually, like, it was so bad at one point that I was just, like, laughing. I just busted out laughing hysterically.
However, in their defense, I think it's important to note, like I said, the College of Performing Arts at my alma mater is really, they are really, like, intertwined. Yeah. And so the music majors, they end up playing, you know, of course, there's, like, brass ensemble and orchestra and show, like, performance band and, like their own individual recitals that they have to do, and then they do madrigal, and they do the dance performances, and they even will do when I was in college, I dated a music major, and so there were times like he had one of his best friends was a classical guitar major, and he went and played percussion in one of his friends' recitals because they had a part that was an accompaniment, and it was like xylophone and classical guitar, which is a weird collaboration, I know. But so a lot of those students are learning pieces for numerous things. And my friend Chip, when I was in college, he came in and was like a trombone maybe, or tuba, but he ended up learning how to play like French horn, trumpet, trombone, tuba, sousaphone. He played like almost every brass instrument that was available, because they just kind of you have to learn. You have your major instrument, you have to learn another, and then you do either voice or piano, vocal or piano, so you end up doing like 3 technical instruments. And so, like, our trumpeters could have honestly not been predominantly trumpet players. But Alyssa was right. Like, there were some issues with the orchestra, but they all did stuff today that I couldn't begin to do if I tried.
And I was about to say that I really shouldn't make fun, because my sister actually was a trumpet player for, like, 8 years. She was in the marching band in high school, and she was quite good. And I know, like, I tried to play her trumpet many times, and I couldn't get any kind of notes to come out of it. So I'm not saying, like, I could get up there and do it. I just thought it was hilarious. So the Waltz of the Flowers was like,
but again, if you were paying for a $10 show, can't say much. So I would recommend, though, honestly, like, if you have a college close by that you can see performances in, I think it's a really cool...
It is, and it's cheap.
Yeah, it's really great entertainment, because, like I said, the music department alone, I looked at its, like, I looked at the schedule to see what was going on, and they have, in the month of December alone, they have, like, 15 different kinds of performances. So, if you like classical music or instrumental things, choral ensemble does stuff, and like I said, if there's a dance or a theater department, you can count on at least 2 shows a year. So, if you're into that kind of stuff, theater, music, that kind of live shows, your local college is an ideal place to look into getting a really cheap show. And even if it's not perfect, it's an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely recommend Nutcracker. It's, it's something kids enjoy, something old people enjoy, adults enjoy. I just really like it. Erin, you don't have to show your face if you don't want to, but what did you think about it?
Thumbs up.
A thumbs up.
She actually told us earlier she really enjoyed the show, and she was glad she came with us. So
yeah,
we were glad.
We always have fun with her. But anyway, that's it for today's Vlogmas, and we actually should be seeing each other tomorrow again too. So we'll get to do another one together.
I think we're gonna watch this really old school, like 30-minute PSA type cartoon that we watched when we were in middle school as part of the DARE program, which is like drug abuse, something another, education. Clearly DARE did a lot for us as children. We don't even remember what it is. But it's a program that the schools here do where you go through like this big, huge, you learn about drug use and alcohol use as minors and how that affects your life. But they have this really hilarious video that was like Cartoon All-Stars. It has like the Chipmunks and the Smurfs and all this stuff, and we're going to watch that tonight. So it might be that we do a review of that. But either way, I'll be posting a video tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be back on schedule, and Alyssa won't post on my day every single day instead of her own day.
No promises.
No promises. But anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Bye!